Hello YouTube, this is Brian Tubbs coming at you with another video. It's going to be somewhat of a quick video today. Today I'm going to be just kind of focusing on and showing you guys how we put balls on outdoor pieces or indoor outdoor pieces. This is about a 4-inch diameter steel ball, and I'm going to be placing it on the end of this piece. I'll just kind of show you. And I'll be setting it on the end of this piece. This is one of the ribbons that we make. I mean, it looks good, but I just want to add something to it. So I'm going to be adding a ball to it. So I want to let you guys just kind of see how we do it. And so if it's going to be an outdoor piece, I would use stainless steel, a bolt, and a stainless steel nut. Even though this is all Cor-Ten, I would rather use stainless steel just to keep it from, rusting and having the ball lock on there and you can't get it off. Because if because I'm going to paint the ball red, like a candy apple red, and then clear coat it. But if we get to a show and the customer loves the piece with the ball, but they don't want the red ball, they would like a blue ball, we could just screw the ball off, bring it back, to the shop. We could either take a chemical and take all the paint off and respray it, or just get another ball and just, do the process that we do, and then just paint it, clear coat it, and then just screw the new ball on. So I bought a stainless steel bolt. The bolt goes on that portion, and then I'll let you guys see. On this portion, we put the nut on the inside of the ball. Like I say again, this is a 4-inch diameter ball. I drilled a hole in it, put the nut in, and I'll just be TIG welding the nut into the hole. And then on the piece, I TIG weld the bolt on here. I cut the head off and just put the threaded piece onto the sculpture, weld it all the way around, and then I can just take the ball and just screw it on. Put some blue Loctite on it. I don't use the red because the red is somewhat permanent. I mean, not exactly permanent, but they call it permanent. But I just use the blue, just keep it from vibrating, when we're moving it to like different shows and whatnot. So that's what I'll be doing today, is just showing you guys how we do it. So I'm gonna move the camera in a little bit closer so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this, but this is the bolt that I use. This is a 3/8 1¼ inch long stainless steel bolt. And then the nut on here is of course 3/8. I mean, you can go at any thread, doesn't matter the thread. You can go at any size. You can go at a 1/2 inch. Just depends on the size of the whatever you're putting on your sculpture. You can make the decision on the diameter of your bolt and the length of it and all that. I didn't have to go with 1¼ inch. I could have gone with 1 inch, 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, but I just went with a 1¼ just in case the Loctite, comes loose and the ball starts vibrating in the trailer, I don't want the ball to fall off. If it vibrates, it shouldn't vibrate from the downward, most down position to the up position. It shouldn't fall off like that. So that's why I just use a little bit longer bolt just to keep the ball on there until at least I see it and I can get some more Loctite or whatever and screw it back down, tighter. So all that's a decision that you make on your own. But let me show you. But this is the head. It's a hex head that was on the downside of this bolt, and I just put it in my vise. I took my my cutoff wheel and just cut this head off, because I didn't want this big head sitting on here, and then you welding it. So when you put the ball on, you would see this big head sticking off. I mean, you can do that. That's fine, but I just cut the head off so I can just have the threaded portion coming up. And I'll let you guys see what it is. It's a Hillman stainless steel 3/8 by 16 by 1 1/4. You can get these at Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm not sure if Menards carries it. They probably do know Menards. And then I just got a bolt, a stainless steel bolt that goes with it to match it. So what I'm gonna be doing now is I'm gonna go ahead and just weld this on here. I have it just a little tack on here because it can take some effort to get it, lined up, because it wants to slide downhill. So that's why I have all this stuff here. I have an Allen wrench here, just keeping it from wanting to shift left, right. I have pliers, I have this. This was on here right against the head so it wouldn't want to fall downhill. And I just took a piece of, this is 3/16, no, it's 1/16 stainless steel rod, 309. And what I do is I take my cutoff wheel and just cut a little piece off the top portion here, maybe be a 1/16 of an inch. Take that, lay it on here, right on top of the metal, touching the threaded bolt. Take my TIG torch and I'll just tack it, tack the threaded bolt to the top of this metal. I'll just put a little tack on there just to hold it, just get everything lined up. And now that I have it tacked, I can take this stuff off of here, because I know it's not going to want to try and fall downhill. So now I just want to just make sure it's pretty much coming straight up and all that kind of stuff. Because when I put the ball on it, I want the ball to just look like it's naturally just sitting there, and it's not going to be trying to roll off left or right or anything like that. So now I have a little tack here. I'm going to come to this side and tack it. And then the other side, put a little tack. Then I'll just go ahead and weld it up all the way around. All right, so like I said, I'll just be just putting a couple tacks on here. And the reason I'm using 3/16 because I don't want this big glob of weld, showing underneath the ball once I get it on there. I want it to look clean. And I'm gonna try and stay in a position where you guys can see, but I might be blocking the camera a little bit. It just depends. I'm gonna try not to, but just have to get in here as best I can to do this. All right, here we go. Trying to stay as low as I can on this rod, threaded rod. Because when I screw that ball in, I want the ball to be able to go down as far as I can. As far as I can get it. I'll just do it one more tack. I think that's enough tacking. I'm gonna go ahead and just start welding it. I'm gonna go ahead and just start welding it up as best I can. I'm just trying to stay in as tight as I can and as low as I can. Just trying to get into positions to get in here. It's not the easiest to get positions in here. So I'm gonna have to shift my position. I think I'm gonna have to stand up and go to the other side, I guess. Not easy at all, but that's what we do. Problem I'm having is just getting right into this section here, and I had to wrap my arm through the piece to get over here. But I'm gonna have to do something a little different, I guess. Yeah, that might work. This stuff is never just straightforward. You always have to figure out a way to get in there and weld it and all that stuff. I guess I don't want to show you guys the easy stuff. I want to show you guys the pieces where we have, you know, some difficulty, so you can kind of be aware of that when you're doing this stuff. Okay, let me see if I can get in here. Not easy. Jeez. Now I gotta go to the other side, see if I can get in there. Just one little section. Might have to go in reverse. Getting there. Almost there now. Trying to make everything look kind of uniform now, as best as possible. I don't want any like high spots or humps or anything like that. Just trying to get everything smooth. I don't want to blow a hole in this metal. Checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. And that's what that portion looks like, guys. So what I'll do now is let this cool off. Let it contract before I screw the ball on. But before I screw the ball on, I have to weld the ball up. What I'll do is let them sit for maybe an hour or so they'll contract, expand, whatever they're going to do till they settle out, and then I'll go ahead and screw the ball on, because this is my second time doing this piece. Last night I did it, welded a shorter rod on, or a threaded bolt on here, and welded the nut on the ball, screwed it on, and the nut appeared to have expanded, and the threaded rod had expanded. The nut shrank, so I couldn't get the thing off, the ball off of there. So I had to end up with a bunch of pipe wrenches and whatnot. I had to rip the ball off of here to get the ball off. So I just started all over again. It's just a good thing that the metal didn't rip. It's just where the weld was. I mean, it took a couple hours to get this thing loose, because I didn't want to cut into it with like a cutoff wheel. But I was able to get some wrenches and wrench on the ball, and it finally worked itself loose enough to come off. Because this is just welded right around the outer perimeter of the threaded rod. The threaded rod is not completely welded like on the underside. It's just right around the perimeter. But it took forever to get this thing to come loose. So let me move the camera, because I'm going to weld up the ball now. So I'll get you guys into a different position. Okay guys, so now we're back. The goal now is just to weld right around this nut. Just welding it right to the inside of the ball. I drilled the ball out with a 5/8 drill bit, and took the 3/8 nut and just kind of ground the little sharp corners off on the 4 sides, or the 6 sides, whatever it is, just sort of fit down that hole. I have it pretty much flush with the hole. It's not sticking up and it's not down in there too far. It's pretty much flush with this hole. So I'll do now is just go around and just tack. Because I don't want to weld just one side because it'll pull the other side up. Then the ball will be slightly on an angle. So I'll just go around and just tack. And then I'll go back and finish it with the weld. And I won't grind the weld down. I'll just leave the weld be there because I want this to be as strong as possible. Because when you're cranking that ball on, you tighten it down, and then you want to take it off, and it has Loctite. I want this to be as strong as possible. Like I said, when it locked up last night, it took, I had a 600-pound force clamp on the ball. The thing is 55 inches long, so I was using leverage and everything to turn this ball, trying to break the screw loose from the bolt threads. And then I take a pipe wrench, and then I took a oil wrench. Let me show you what I'm talking about an oil wrench. This is what I mean, oil filter wrench. Put that on there on the ball, clamped it down, and was cranking the ball, trying to screw it off. And after about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, the threads from the threaded bolt finally came loose from the piece. And it's a good thing I used 1/16 rod because the weld bead wasn't that thick, or that, I would say thick, just for lack of a better word. So, and had I used like a 3/32 rod, I probably never would have got the thing off of there. So I'm just glad it worked out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll go on this side first, tack. Maybe over here, tack. Then I'll just run after I get it tacked good, I'll just go run a couple beads around it. Let me darken the camera a little bit. All right. Here we go. The welder is set at 75 amps. I don't have to use that much. I'm not anywhere near on full pedal. And I don't want to put too much heat into this nut. So I don't want the same thing that happened last night to happen again. But last night, right after I welded it, I gave it a little time to cool. Then I put the ball on. And when I was putting it on, I felt some resistance, but I put it on anyway. And I wish I had not have done that. Because had I not done that, I would have been done with this piece and I would have been moving on to the other piece. All right, so here we go. I think I'm gonna get my TIG finger or flak finger on, just to keep from burning my hands, because this ball is gonna get hot, really hot in a minute. I'll put a picture up of it's called a flak finger by Black Stallion. I'll put a picture up of it so you guys can see. I think I ordered it from Amazon. All right, we'll move to a different area. I'm just going from tack to tack. I'm trying to weld pretty quickly. I don't want to stick around too long. I don't want the ball to start warping. I definitely don't want this nut to start warping or twisting or whatever it's going to do. Move to the opposite side. What I think I'm going to do that I did not do on the first, on the one I did last night, I'm going to leave a little opening here. Turn this the light up so you guys can, or turn the camera up so you can see what I'm talking about. Right here, there's a little opening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave that opening there. So when this ball builds up with condensation, it'll have a place to go. It can exit the ball through that little opening there, a little gap. Because the threaded hole will be, sealed completely, but the threaded rod and the blue thread lock. So over time, this ball could become full of water just from condensation over time. So I'll just leave a little opening there. Like on all of our sculptures, we'll leave a drain hole. So that will be the drain hole for this piece. It won't be noticed by the naked eye, but I'll know it's there, and that'll be good enough for me. So what I'm gonna do now is take the water and just go around, just smooth everything out just a little bit more. Then I'll be all done with it. This step is not necessary. I just do it anyway, just to kind of smooth things out a little bit. Because this will be on the bottom of the ball. It'll be so you won't be able to see the weld when it's on top of the threaded rod. And that's how you do it, guys. All right, guys. So that's how it's done. When you see a ball, or even if it's a block or triangle or anything like that on sculptures, oftentimes it's done with a threaded, bolt, a nut. But like for some of my my smaller sculptures, I'll weld from the inside. So before I finish the whole sculpture up, I'll just put the ball on and weld it from the underside or from the inside of the sculpture. But on a piece like this, I'm going to paint it like a candy apple red, and then I'll clear coat it with a Sculpt Nouveau Everclear, which will last, 20 years, 30 years, whatever it is. As long as somebody don't come by and take a grinder or something and grind the clear coat off, it'll last just as long as a car is finished. So then I give the customer the option. If they don't want the red ball, they want a green ball or a blue or purple or whatever. I can either take the ball off, and let me show you guys what I'm talking about when I say aircraft paint remover. And this is what I'm talking about. Aircraft Ultra paint remover. So what you would do is take it, just put it on just a brush. It's a gel. So you take it and wipe it on. If you're, say if this was already painted red and someone wanted it painted blue, and I didn't feel like getting another ball and welding another nut on it, just take the paint off. You're taking it back down to metal. So you just take this, put it on there, let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes, and you'll see the paint start bubbling up. And then you just take a soft scraper and just start scraping the paint off. The paint will just come off. I mean, just like it just start peeling off, just rolling off. And then you get it back down to the silver. You take a rag, clean it up, get you some like maybe acetone, clean the rest of the residue off. If you have like paint that down in and like where you grinded it down, you can take some paint thinner or something and get down in there with it, or whatever you need to do. Just take it back to metal, and then you just you take your torch. I've showed you guys in other videos how I think it was when I was painting S-curve. I think I showed you guys. I'll put a thumbnail up of that video. You take your torch, you heat the ball up or whatever you're doing, get all the moisture out. Then you can prime it, and then paint it whatever painting you use. If you use a can paint, oftentimes you get the can paint now, it'll come paint and primer. So you can just spray it up, let it sit for a couple minutes, and then before that window expires, get your clear coat and spray it. Spray 3 or 4 good coats, but when you're doing your clear coat, spray it, let it off gas. You reach the can, whatever you're using, let it off gas, because they might say give it 10 minutes between coats or 5 minutes between coats. Follow that guideline, whether you're using paint or your clear coat, follow their guidelines. Because what will happen if you don't give this thing time to off gas, your paint could start becoming like cloudy, or it can start bubbling up. So just read your can, carefully, and see what the manufacturer is saying. Then just go back and just repaint it again, but in the color that the customer wants, because they love the sculpture. They just don't like the color of the ball or your whatever you're using, a square or whatever it is. So it's easier to screw it on than it is to weld it on, because once you weld it on, you can't get it off. You can take the paint off, but now you're screwing around with that and trying not to get any paint on your sculpture and all that kind of stuff. So this is just one way to do it, guys. And with that, I'm going to end this video, and I'm not sure what I'll be working on next, or what the next video will be, because right now I'm working on a piece we call fish head. I'll just show you guys where I'm at with it right now. Because I think in the last video I showed you guys some cardboard cutout of it. It's stainless steel. I don't know, probably 30 inches tall, something like that. I don't know. I haven't measured it out yet, but I just finished grinding it for the most part, and then I went back. I filled in some pinholes, and now I got to finish grinding it and make the base for it. Clean it and all that stuff, and then we got to paint it. And then my wife does the the Hurt Technique on it, and then we clear coat it, and then we will put it under the heat lamps. Just let the paint and everything bake in, and then it'll be ready just to, you know, put out there to sell. We don't keep these long because they sell so quickly. But this piece is different from all the other pieces I've made like it. I added, you know, did a few changes to it. So this piece is not identical to the other pieces that we've made. It's a little bit different. All right, let me put this guy down. It's a heavy piece. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. And I hope to see you on the next one. Like I say, I'm not sure what I'll be doing, but I'll be doing something. All right, guys, so as usual, peace out.